Hello and a very warm welcome. I am Ruchi Sharma. The value of Bluechip NFT collections has fallen down by over 40%, but at the same time, NFT lending platforms are gaining traction and loans against Bluechip NFTs are rising. What is the reason behind it and what will be its impact? To answer these questions and more, we have a very special guest with us, Mr Sahil Bansal, CMO NFT Voyage. Welcome to 3.2 TV, Sahil.
Hi, thank you.
Sahil, in just 22 days, Blend has captured 82% market share. Binance is also coming up with its NFT lending feature. What is the reason for this shift and what, according to you, is the future of NFT lending?
So considering Blend and the Blur, the entire thing that's just recently come out, Paradigm is behind it. Paradigm as a whole has just taken to the market and been the first comer into understanding how just like properties and real estate works in the other facet of reality that we are currently living in. Right. There is something known as collateral, and they have just introduced that entire concept as a collateral. So when you mortgage a certain something, you need a certain kind of collateral even if you want to get a loan.
Right.
It just increases the opportunities and the different aspects that people get to enter into. So the entire entry rate and the entire percentage and ratio of luring someone in, luring a new audience into this entire segment, into this market, the probability of that goes way higher, which is why I think Blur and Blend they have started to do this. And the entire market share is also happening definitely because of the first comers advantage that they have. They have initiated some new protocols that nobody else has done so far. And considering the success rate of those protocols, the traction that they are receiving right now, of course, Binance is also considering to jump into the same, being a huge player that Binance is right now.
Right.
That's what my 2 cents are about the same.
But looking at this NFT lending, activity, investments in top NFT projects such as Doodles, Moonbirds and Goblin Town have lost up to 95% of their value in Ether. The value of Bluechip NFT collections alone has fallen down by over 40% on average. What is the reason behind it and how will it impact the NFT market, especially in the scenario when loans are given on such Bluechip NFTs, like you just mentioned?
I completely know it's very shocking for a lot of people, but the first principle associated with NFTs is volatility.
Right.
And we cannot forget that at any point in time. The quicker it is to make money out of it, the quicker the thrill is with NFTs, the quicker it is to understand that it's completely unprecedented. You cannot be on top of it. This is not New York Stock Exchange. This is not NSE. This is not BSE. This is completely different. So the 95% downfall of the entirety of that is everyone saw it coming. The entire market cap reached to its maximum and it had to dip.
Right.
So it is that unfortunate spot as opposed to the sweet spot when it went up. This is that unfortunate spot where the graph had to go down, and it is what's happening, considering another reason, which is that there are more things out there now. There are more easier options for people where there is more security. So they are not going to invest here anymore. It has also become slightly stale. Kind of reminds me of the Bored Ape Yacht Club and how that went on. It was bonkers. There's a lot of celebrities on it, top, right, left, here and there.
Right.
But it had to reach a stalemate. Everything has to reach a stalemate, especially when it's so volatile. So that is what I think is happening with the 95% pit. And it's also going to go... it might come up. That's what my speculation is about it.
Okay.
Because as we can see, there's the bulls circle, the bulls market is going to come around in a year or two. And that is when everything is going to be flourishing. The people who have a very little fraction of Ethereum or a Bitcoin is going to boom. It's going to boom to the extent that the property, that the villa you are living in, the villa you're staying in, is going to surpass the amount of that. You can buy 10 more of those. That's when the next bull's cycle hits.
Okay, and that could be around a Bitcoin halving if you...
Yes, definitely. Even though there are still talks about it, if it would be as viable as they say it would be, because that's completely dependent on the local coins and the lower level chains. That is, they will, as a whole, affect Bitcoin on the higher level. We're kind of talking about the food chain where you go from the bottom to the top. Because now the change is not happening at that level. Not a lot of people have the purchasing power to mingle in Bitcoin today. They
Right.
can only get into altcoins. Altcoins are easy. You have not much of an investment. Credibility does not matter at that extent when the investment is not proportional to it.
I think
And
that's the
what
reason
this
meme coins are also getting traction.
meme coins are definitely getting all the traction for the exact same reason. Precisely, yes. I think the meme coins are also penetrating into the market of young adults, like we refer to them as YA, as a
Right.
segment, because they are the only coins that have some relatability aspect to them. No other coin would have any relatability aspect if you think about it. And the young adult in today's date, there is definitely a good chunk of it that does care about the relatability aspect of it, because you are not very far from the peripheries of gaming. In all due respect, with all due respect, there's an entire kingdom. I'm one of those. So there's gamers, there's geeks. They're all so there's a very thin line of difference, Ruchi. When you just penetrate into that young adult section, it becomes a meme coin, but becomes an altcoin. And considering the same principle that Bitcoin is not easy to get into,
Right.
it absolutely crazy high potential and purchasing power, which is why it's penetrating from the bottom to top. It's making its way.
Right.
Yeah.
So Sahil, like if you talk about Blend, Blur, OpenSea, or maybe F1 entering into NFT ticketing, NFT markets are flourishing globally. Why is India lagging behind? What is the reason for it, and when do you think this scenario will change?
That would make me start talking about just the ways there are certain ways that certain countries are hardwired. We are a skeptical nation,
Right.
and that is the first thing I would say. We are a skeptical nation, and for good. I actually appreciate the fact that India is lagging behind right now, because the hit that the other countries have already taken, we did not go through that. We bypassed that hit, and we are being very cautious. When I say we, I'm representing India. I'm not speaking on behalf of all the people who are more experienced than me. I'm not doing that. It's just figure of speech. But the idea is that India has already bypassed that
That
three
phase.
or four hits that other countries have taken. And on the second level, I would say that legally speaking, there's a lot of gray area on a lot of levels. There is DeFi, there is DEX, the decentralized exchange, there's
Right.
SEC, the centralized exchange. There's a lot of jargon to do with that. Some people, there are levels of it. Some people don't understand it. The ones who do understand it are lesser in number as compared to the ones who don't.
Don't understand.
You
Right.
move on to the people who do understand it and do want to get into it. Then there's people who do understand it, want to get into it, and also have the means to get into it. I mean, there's a lot of factors. It's not like anyone and everyone with money can do this. This
Right.
is, you have to agree hands down, a little bit of extra technological jargon. People have to understand and get adept with. You have to get that information, and you have to be out in the circuit, talk to people. You can't just read a few journals here and there and get to know
Right.
everything about it. There has to be dialogue like you and I are having right now.
Right.
So that is why I think India is just a smidge bit lagging behind, but I think it's for the good, and it's a debate between skepticism and legality, the grays of legality.
So of course, there are a lot of factors: technology, taxes, regulation. So,
Yeah.
so talking about AI now, there's a lot of hype around AI, right? These days. What is the role of AI in NFTs, and will AI pose a threat to IP protection for NFTs?
I'll answer that on a very human level. Let's just assume AI has made a change or an impact in your personal life or my personal life. Just in the same nature, it would make a difference in NFTs as well. There is no extra territory or extra territorial ground where AI is impacting NFTs particularly, or NFTs per se. That change is pretty much scattered very uniformly all across all the things and aspects of our life. I mean, if you want one espresso shot or two of those, or if you want a decaf or a latte or something, and let's say there is this coffee machine that is listening to your Alexa or AI or whatever, the kind of impact that it'll bring in your life is the same intensity of impact that it'll bring in NFTs' lives. It's not something extra that NFT will benefit from or get a disadvantage from. I don't think it's anything cutting edge, but coming down to the second half of your question about the IP, I don't think that IP is in danger or anything. The IT Act of India and all of those were formed only after the technology existed in place that you can actually differentiate one piece of art from another piece of art.
Okay.
Technologically. So I don't think that AI is going to bring any criminal acts in the area of intellectual property or plagiarism or anything like that. I think it's going to be okay. But when it comes to the usage of someone's resources, that is again a gray area. The citation part, the royalty part, that I'm unsure of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was reading somewhere that AI can create 10,000 NFTs in a few minutes. So would that create confusion for buyers, for owners, whereas IP protection or IP rights are concerned?
I would say that IP rights don't have anything to do whatsoever with the production, with the potential production of 10,000 NFTs, because
no, like these will be created by AI, not human. Or I mean, you are a better person to actually explain this.
Right, understood. So it's more like those 10,000 pieces will not have any human empathy or anything. The place, like every NFT comes from a piece of art.
Right.
It could be any genre of art. It could possibly not even mean anything to a lay person, but it's coming from a sense of belonging, because that's literally non-fungible tokens. Like it's transferable, it's this and that. And I have my thoughts that are not very reserved about this agenda, about that production. It sounds scary to me that the potential production of that many NFTs or artworks by this thing could be problematic, but it does come down to the human level. If there's a human, if there's a profile behind it. Okay. Every creator, most creators have a profile behind it. It's either connected to a Dribble account, which is quite out there these days in the world of art and design, or it's connected to a Pinterest, or it's connected to an Instagram, or it's connected to an art station. So you can actually connect and resonate with the artist's genre, whatever their line of work is. I don't think AI can deliver to that point, and there will be distinguishing factors. The smart buyers will know that they are not in it for the AI created art, and you will be able to distinguish that this is done by AI and this is not done by AI.
Thank you so much, Sahil, for giving us your valuable time and having this conversation with us. Thank you so much.
Likewise, it was good to be here.
That's all in this special segment. This is me, Ruchi Sharma, signing off. Do like, share and subscribe to 3.0 TV. And for more such updates, log on to our website www.3wordstv.io or scan the QR code.